Seth, welcome and thanks for being part of this milestone 100th episode of Time Out Live Daily Huddle. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. The 100th one, that's quite a milestone. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, Seth. Now, Seth, the crew and I that attend Time Out and that are part of the Culture is Everything community are all leaders who are on our individual journeys to learn the confidence, or build the skills, and be held to account on being the best leaders we can be. To dig deeper on our journeys, I'd really love to ask you a couple of questions today. And the first one is about a concept that I learned from you in the Alt MBA, your online workshop that I've got my coin here. I was a alumni. You've got your coin as well. We've got our coins from the Alt MBA.
Mine's a magic one.
I love it, Seth. I love it. Now, in the Alt MBA, there are 5 guiding principles, maybe they're core values, whatever they may be, that guide the Alt MBA. And one of them is called embrace tension. And Seth, I would love you to talk about the idea of embrace tension for us leaders, please.
So I don't know how you grew up. When I grew up, rubber bands were a weapon. And if you want to shoot a rubber band across the room, the only way to get it to go from where it is to where you want it to go is by pulling it backwards. That puts the rubber band under tension. Tension always shows up when change is on the table, because it's the fear that it might not work, the wonder about whether it's our turn to make change happen. You can't run away from tension and also seek to create positive change. You have to welcome and actually seek out tension. You have to say, this is going to cause momentary stress or stretch for people because it's the only way to help people go forward. Comfort is not sufficient. We need the generosity of discomfort sometimes.
Seth, thank you. It's so important that we do embrace that tension, and it's so valuable. And now, Seth, speaking of valuable, your time is very valuable, and I want to get quickly onto a second idea that I want to ask you about to celebrate this milestone and to help us leaders at Time Out. The second idea is one that I know is explored in your new book called The Practice, and the idea is simply reassurance is futile. Now, Seth, reassurance is futile hits home for me in many ways. It's even related to how I show up here at Time Out day in and day out. There is really no amount of reassurance which makes me feel comfortable or ready to show up live with my audience day in and day out. Either way, I would love you to tell us a bit more about this new idea, for me at least, that reassurance is futile.
Yeah, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. If I know that Oprah isn't as big in Australia as she is here, but you've definitely heard of her. If Oprah called you on the phone and said, Tristan, you're doing great work, just wanted to tell you that, you'd be on seventh heaven, cloud high for 2-3 hours. And then you need someone else to call. It never lasts. It's like bathing. It never lasts. That there is no amount of reassurance that will help us solve the problem of, will this be okay? Because it will never be okay. It is what it is. The tension is part of it. So seeking reassurance is a way of denying the challenge of what we're doing. It is way better to say, the reassurance isn't going to get me to where I want to go. What's going to get me to where I want to go is telling myself the truth about how the world actually is. The truth is not reassurance. The truth is helpful. Reassurance is just like putting a Band-Aid on a boo-boo. The boo-boo doesn't even know it's there.
Seth, thank you. I love the way you explain these concepts. I love the way you're guiding me and you're guiding so many people in the world. So thank you, Seth, for your time here at Time Out. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your words. I appreciate you supporting me and helping me to grow myself and the Culture is Everything crew. Seth Godin, have a great afternoon.
Keep making this ruckus. It matters. We'll see you.
Thank you.